Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos over here. It's Freestyle Friday. Fifeamos Friday un poco. Y como no, voy a hablar de la décima. Ay, Dios mío, sigue de yo tranquilo. Jesus. I'm still recovering from that game, dude. Still recovering from that game with it. And special, I kind of dipped out of here to Celta real quick. Just played a friendly match. This is actually my second game ever playing with Real Madrid in FIFA 14. The first game was the first game that the game kind of puts you in. It puts you in a Madrid-Barca game. And I switched over to Madrid real quick. I didn't get an achievement for it. I don't care. Screw achievements. That was the first time I played with this. This is my second time, so I start off a little bit. I wouldn't say rough, but like right there with the heel flick backwards. I start off a little bit, trying to figure out how to play on my own team, just because I ain't playing with them in a hot minute, so I don't really know. And to tell you the truth, I am thoroughly impressed on how they play in FIFA 14, and rightfully so, because somos los reyes de Europa otra vez, 10 veces. Así es como debe ser. Ay, Dios mío. All right, so last Saturday, man. Mad respect to my boy Joe, too, for coming over and surviving. I told him, man, I was like, the only rule I'm going to say is just don't talk. Just shut up and sit down over there and don't talk. And definitely don't say anything bad about Real Madrid. Now, if you're going to say something, definitely don't say anything negatory toward the team that's going to win this game. I spent the whole last week, honestly, I was a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit nervous of how this game was going to go. Atletic Madrid had a big win against Barcelona, or tie, I guess, but they won the league against Barca. That second half, the Atletic Madrid in that game was the best I've ever seen a team play this year. Up to that point, I was just thoroughly impressed by what that team was doing. They were coming in full cylinders. Like Cholo Simeone, my boy Roosevelt, the Atletico fan, he was texting me throughout the game. He's like, Cholo Jundio, Simeone, da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, relax. There's still 95 minutes to this game, so, the love goes on, as my boy Michael Jackson would say. Which, if you haven't checked out that new Michael Jackson joint, woo, that thing is fire. It's hot fire. And it's very well done how they're done. Maybe I'll talk about that on Freestyle Friday. But today, the Decima, that's what we're talking about. So, I was a little bit nervous over there. I actually had some nightmares throughout the week, which I rarely ever dream, period. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. So I don't really dream much, let alone have nightmares. I don't really remember the last time I had nightmares. But I did, honestly. I woke up a couple times during the week, and I was like, man, what if we actually lose this game? What are we going to do if we lose a game against Atletico Madrid, dude? The final, the Champions League final. We've been wanting, Real Madrid's been wanting this 10th cup for years and years. If anyone doesn't really know, all the top European teams, all the top 3 or 4 teams in each league play this tournament. It's called the Champions League. It's called the Champions Cup, the European Cup. And, Copa Europa, as we call it in Spain. And for Real Madrid, it's the most prestigious tournament. I think for most clubs it is. Obviously it depends. If you're a smaller team, this isn't something that isn't too achievable often. That's why you got to give a lot of credit to Atletico Madrid and their run so far, through this tournament, because it was thoroughly impressive, the fact that a team like that. And, let's stop right here. I don't think Atletico Madrid is necessarily a small team. Ahí va, Chris. El bicho, la bestia. That's all right. He'll get his, though. He always gets his. I don't think Atletico Madrid is necessarily fall into that small category. I mean, they got 32 million euros just off this final from the European Cup, or from the Champions League final. That's money you could spend. You could buy players because of that. There's no reason why they should be selling players this year. Are they going to do it? Probably. Is Diego Costa going to be on a different team? Maybe he won't, maybe he will. I don't know. And check this out right there, man. I get it, but come on, man. FIFA fair play that. Let me keep moving, dog. Let me keep moving. That advantage, dude. I need that advantage. So on the smaller tier clubs, I don't really think that they necessarily fall in. I mean, they're the 3rd biggest team in Spain. Let's kid yourself not. Gareth Bale with the beautiful move over there. And the cross inside. Nothing. Nada. No hay nada. So I was a little bit nervous going into the game. The first 20 minutes of the game, washed. It was a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. I texted my boy. I was like, yo, I don't even know why I'm watching it. Neither team. They're both kind of standing there. Real Madrid was trying to figure out more so, what are you doing? And Atletico Madrid was like, we didn't come here to play soccer. We generally didn't really come here. I honestly really struggle to remember a single play where Atletico Madrid attacked, where they actually put 3 passes together and got up the field. I don't really remember that too well. Maybe it happened in those first 20 minutes, but I don't remember it. And then somewhere in the 33rd, 36th minute around there, and check this right here. I blow it because Di Maria didn't get the control over there of the ball, unfortunately. Di Maria, man, MVP of the game. This guy's amazing. That's going to tie into what we're going to talk about a little bit later. Somewhere in the 33rd, 36th minute, something that just would never happen. You know, something that, like, in a million years, if you were to tell me how we're going to lose this game, at no point when I say that Iker Casillas, the greatest goalkeeper to ever live in human life, would make a mistake and that would cost us the final. I couldn't believe, like, I wouldn't believe, like, I'd die laughing. I'd be like, you're out of your mind. But he did. He stepped out thinking that he was going to get the ball off a corner. Unfortunately, he didn't. He wasn't able to recover. And then I see Atletic Madrid go up 1-0. What it is, I mean, hey, it's a goal. Like, you take it. Obviously, I'd take it if it was the other way. But it's a bullshit goal. Like, there's no, like, offensive game plan that was like, yo, let's lure Casillas to come out and then make him cause a mistake. That wasn't part of it, you know. So he could grab the ball and we looked out. But I wasn't even worried then. At that point, you know, I kind of sat there and I thought two things. I was like, there's no way that we could lose the final of this cup that we've wanted for so long. And check out my boy Chris. Oof, that we've wanted for so long on an Iker Casillas mistake. Like, that's not how the gods had written it. Like, that's not how it's meant to be. Like, there's just not. I'm not a big believer in Cinderella endings, you know, and Disney endings and all that stuff. You know, growing up in the hood, you see some stuff that you don't want to see. You know, you learn that superheroes don't exist. You learn that princesses and principals don't exist. But, I mean, there's no way that the gods wrote it down like that. There's no way that the gods wrote down, hey, you know how they're going to lose? An Iker Casillas mistake. There's no way that happened. And check this out. I think it's the play over here to win this. Boom, boom, tiki-taka. No, darn it. Well, I guess I was a little bit off over here. It's coming close, though. That first perforation into the net is close over here. So there's no way that was going to happen. So I kind of convinced myself, like, there's absolutely no way that we're going to lose. There's no way that we're going to get shut out. I had full confidence that we were not going to get shut out. And at that point, that means that Atletico was either going to have to take it 1-1 and take it to penalties, which would suck, but it was very plausible, or that, ahí va Chris. Goal! ¡Qué golazo ahí del bicho, el monstruo! Monstruo! Whoa! Thank God he kept the shirt on in this game. I wonder if he could take the shirt off of this game. That'd be very interesting right there. Just a monster shot, corner pocket. Courtois couldn't do anything about that. Amazing goalkeeper, by the way. Very curious to see where it plays out. Atletico should try to buy him outright. Maybe with that 30-something million they gave you, maybe you should buy yourself a goalie for the rest of the future. He wants to be there, so that's very big. Or if not, I mean, Chelsea should take him back and start him with Peter Cech. Like, that shouldn't even be like a thought. Like, it shouldn't even be like something that you have to ponder. Like, Cech's good too. I have no problem with Cech, but Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world right now. That's just a fact. Like, that's a fact. That's coming from a guy who sees Iker Casillas week in and week out when they don't put Diego Dan Lopez in. Another thing I had issue with the game already was that Ancelotti decided to start Khedira. Listen, Khedira works great in the German national team. That high pressure really works over there. In Madrid, it doesn't work like that. They make him sit back, and he's pretty much useless. He's a waste of space. I think one of the biggest reasons why we had so much success this year was because he was hurt. Same thing with Bilbao. We got those two guys out of there, and all of a sudden, we got ourselves a more explosive, better offensive team. Real Madrid is offense. That is what it is. Defense is a secondary focus for the team. Offense is what it is. And check out this offensive goal right here. This is classic made in Real Madrid goal. Goal, 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 goal. Ahí celebrando con Modric como debe ser, golazo ahí de Bale. The Bernabeu just going crazy. That's Real Madrid goal right there. Get the ball, one pass, boom, goal, deuces. Who needs a center field? Who needs midfield? We don't play that. We don't play that. We don't play that unit. We don't play around. So Cristiano Khedira was crazy. I mean, the guy's been out all year. He's not that good, period. He's been out all year. I mean, I would have started Isco in a heartbeat, get that offensive rhythm going, whatever. We go into the half down 1-0. We haven't really done much. You know, we've kind of just tossed the ball around all over the place. We look very nervous, very tentative, kind of like me on that pass right there. I wasn't really too comfortable with it, but in my mind, I was like, there's no way we're losing on Casillas' mistake. And there's no way we're losing by being shut out. Like, I don't care. You know, they kept hyping up how great the Atletico Madrid defense is. You know, the best defense in Europe. All right, bro. Like, I ain't about that life. Okay, I don't really buy that. I still think Chelsea's defense might be better. Was better. You know, when they actually, you know, well, whatever. They sold David Luiz, I heard, for PSG to 50 million. I mean, that's crazy talk. So the minutes go passing by. We finally, somewhere around the 60th minute, we actually put our A team on. It only took an hour for Ancelotti to finally realize, hey, you know, we might want to win this game. Maybe I should put in Isco. Maybe I should put in Marcelo. Maybe I should improve my team on the pitch. And at that point, what I saw from that minute that those guys came in, let's say 65. Let's give them 60, 65 minutes they came in. Until the 120th minute of this game was over. I mean, that's an hour worth of an onslaught. Like, we were just in their area the whole time, just feeding shots in, feeding into the box, playing with them. Like, we wanted it so bad. And I never one moment that I thought that we were going to win, actually. I was kind of irrationally confident. I'm not exactly sure why, because I'm normally a pessimist when I watch a lot of Real Madrid games. But I was irrationally confident in the fact that I was like, there's no way that we're not scoring. Like, we cannot just not score. And then in the 92nd minute, actually, before the goal comes, the 92nd minute, Modric takes out a corner, or either Di Maria takes it out to Modric in short. They play it in short. And I remember just flipping out. I was like, what are we doing? I was like, we don't play corners in short. That's what Barca does. We don't do that because they do it because they got small people on their team. Pardon me while I make some subs over here. That's why they do it. We got big dudes. We throw it in the box. That's what we do. What the hell is this? We looked out. We got another corner. And then that one went right through the middle. Sergio Ramos breaks into a nasty run between three Atletic Madrid defenders and heads that thing in. Corner pocket left with a $1:30 left in the game to tie the game. I'm not going to lie. There might be some chairs broken in my house. The walls, you know, the sheetrock isn't really there anymore. We got a lot more air coming in through the house now due to that. I mean, it was unbelievable. I'll never have an experience like that again in my life. It's single-handedly the biggest goal I've ever seen. You know, I remember the Zidane Juventus volea. I remember the Iniesta goal to win the Mundial. Even the Torres goal when we beat Germany going to the Euro that year. But that was just, wow. It was surreal to see Sergio Ramos, a guy who deserves it so much. You know, a guy who represents what Real Madrid means, represents what Spain means. He just became a dad. He's been carrying the team literally for a month, this guy. A defender has been carrying the team for a month. Not only defensively, but offensively as well. It was so good to see that man get that goal over there, especially what he'd been through. You know, missing the penalty, I remember, against Bayern, when Neuer talking trash to him. It was so good to see that guy get his redemption and get his glory, and well-deserved to tie that game. So at that point, we tie the game. We go into overtime, or extra time. I'm flat. I still can't believe what I saw. Then it happens. You know, about $1:13, $1:14 into the game, Atletico's gassed. I mean, these guys are exhausted. They are tired. They look like what they did against Barca over there at the end of the second half as well, where Barca was just peppering him. The problem with Barca is that they weren't peppering shots. They were just passing the ball around. So Atletico was able to do that. We were actually trying to get in there, try to get that goal. So we played a classic Real Madrid score. I mean, it is a textbook definition counterattack soccer. It's beautiful. So they throw in some ball lightly into the box. Casillas gets it. He dips it out over there to, I think, maybe Ronaldo or Marcelo. I don't know who that is. And he passes it to Di Maria, who takes it a little bit above midfield. Keeps pressuring. Eventually, I'm looking. I was like, man, he's boxed in there. He's got 3 dudes on him. There's no way he's going to get out. Psych! Di Maria breaks all 3 of these guys, just shatters them, gets one-on-one with Courtois. Courtois does an amazing save. Once again, this guy's amazing. I mean, that goal with Sergio Ramos, he was right there. Like, that ball was an inch to the left or an inch to the right. That thing was stopped, either by the post or by Courtois. Well, Di Maria, he stops Di Maria's, and then Gareth Bale, the $100 million man. I mean, this guy, he hits like a fadeaway. If you haven't seen it, you got to go watch it. He hits like a fadeaway header as he's fading back, and that thing goes in barely upper 90, sneaks in over the top. When you see the angle from behind the net, it's crazy how close that thing was to not even being a goal. And then, I mean, all madness breaks loose. A stadium that was quiet, a stadium that wasn't really that euphoric. I mean, you hear the a la Madrid hasta el final, you hear the como no te vamos a querer, you hear everything. Everything that Real Madrid's about comes out over there. And you know, it takes us back to, at the beginning of the year, we sold Othil out to Arsenal for Bale, pretty much. Because we were bringing in Bale, we needed him somewhere to play. We kicked out Othil. We kept Di Maria. Cristiano wanted Di Maria. I think the team wanted Di Maria. He's the better player. And mark my words, Angel Di Maria is a better player than Othil. That's just a fact. Othil didn't finish big games. He just couldn't get to the end of the game. And that's no knocking Othil. He's a great guy. But when it comes to Real Madrid and the pressure there, we need better than that. And Gareth Bale, to me, is a future superstar. I said the day we brought him in that he's a top 5 player in the world. He's been hurt all year, and he still made a significant impact. I mean, go watch that goal against the final Copa del Rey. There's only 2 men in the world that could do that goal. Maybe 3. I'll give Zlatan the benefit of the doubt that he could do that. But he chokes in big moments, so he probably wouldn't be able to do it either. And then that goal to win it. And then after that, so, I mean, I think that pays off. You know, I think they got a lot of criticism. And actually, he scores 2 goals in this game right here. Another one by him. He got a lot of criticism. The team got a lot of criticism of changing chemistry up, especially on the fly. And Gareth Bale, blah, blah, blah. These 2 pairings of Bale and Cristiano on each side, you better get ready to see 5-6 more years of that at an all-star level of performance. Benzema, I think he might be the odd man out at some point, you know, unfortunately. I mean, I think they're going to keep him. Florentino loves the guy, especially now after they won it. But I wouldn't be surprised to see an upgrade over there in the middle. But those 2 sides, the BBC, that's just for real, dog. That thing's going to keep going for time and time again. I mean, you want to talk about Olympic athletes? Those guys right there, Olympic athletes. And then Marcelo just came down and scored the 3rd one. And then we did what Real Madrid does best. And that's, you know, pour salt in the wound. We saw that you were down, and we kicked you all the way down. We made sure that we put that foot up over through the door. Cristiano got his. Madness ensues. And what do you know? La Decima. And just like what they said, what Iker Casillas said, what Florentino said later today, or actually early last week. Vamos por la 11ª, baby. Hasta luego.